Kyojuro Rengoku is perhaps one of the strongest and most beloved Hashira in Demon Slayer, almost as popular as Tanjiro. Let's look at some cool facts about this eccentric and honorable character that you didn't know. If you're just discovering this universe, I gotta warn you that this video might contain spoilers. So let's dive in. 1. Kyojuro's surname Rengoku means purgatory, and his first name is a mix of the words apricot, longevity, and sun in kanji and goon yomi. 2. Kyojuro's voice actor Hino Satoshi is a real-life kendoka, meaning he has actually practiced swordsmanship. He has also voiced several anime characters like Sai from Naruto, Ain's Ual Gaon or Momon from Overlord, Hiro from Psyche, Gauche from Black Clover, and many more. 3. Kyojuro's favorite food was sweet potatoes. When eating them, he said delicious each time he put one in his mouth. 4. Even though he loved animals, he was never allowed to have a pet because his father hated them. 5. The reason behind his yellow hair. The Rengoku family has practiced something called kankagari, where during pregnancy every 7 days, the women would sit in front of a big flaming torch for 2 hours, which is why most males in the family have red and yellow hair. When asked about his hair, he also said that it has stayed like that for generations because his ancestors ate a lot of shrimp tempura. 6. Speaking of family, his father Shinjuro Rengoku was a flame-breathing Hashira himself and had a successful and glorious career. Perhaps too glorious if we take into account the way he relishes it. Being one of the best Hashiras of his time, he put a lot of pressure on Kyojuro and his brother in following his steps. However, after he retired and his wife passed away, he turned to alcohol and became abusive. 7. In fact, his father had no faith in him. When training, Shinjuro had quite an attitude, mainly because he was already fighting his own demons, and told him that both he and his brother lacked talent. His father was sure there wouldn't be another Flame Hashira, and told them there was no chance they would take his place. 8. His mother, Ruka Rengoku, who sadly passed away after giving birth to his younger brother, was a great influence on him becoming a real man. Her gentle demeanor and constant reminders that special people with special gifts should use them to help and protect others had a lasting impact on Kyojuro. He never forgot her advice, and it shaped him into the honorable hero he became. Spoiler alert, maybe this is why in his final moments, he has flashbacks of conversations with his mother. 9. Senjuro, his younger brother, failed to follow in his steps. He always looked up to him and, at the same time, felt shame for not being capable of continuing his family's ancient tradition. He shares his brother's kind heart and somehow confirms how special the Rengoku name is, even though he never inherited his family's swordsman skills. 10. Kyojuro became Hashira after killing the Lower Moon too. To become a Hashira, you have to kill either 50 demons or kill one of the 12 moons. After his father's downfall, Oyakata offered him the chance to become a Hashira and sent him to kill one of the 12 moons, and he succeeded. 11. One of his most famous quotes was, "Nothing is impossible if you put your mind to it," and this philosophy can be seen when he discovers his younger brother training so hard that his hands are bleeding, praising him and telling him he doesn't need to be embarrassed. 12. He was Mitsuri Kanroji's mentor. As a matter of fact, Mitsuri developed her breathing style, love breathing, after Kyojuro taught her flame breathing. 13. He didn't have a Tsukuko because of how hard his training was. The Hashira are known for embracing the fact that they won't be around forever. For this reason, they seek a worthy Tsukuko to take their place and carry their legacy for generations. However, his training was so hard that his Tsukuko always ended up running away. 14. He was too fast for the other Hashira. Many of his peers are unable to keep up with Kyojuro. He would reach conclusions quickly. He was quick to change his mind. And he would even eat quickly. 15. He was actually very well liked among the Corps. You'd think that being so powerful, eccentric, and ridiculously fast would make him intimidating, or not too likable for the rest of the Corps. But he also had a very kind heart. He was sensitive to other people's emotions and he was caring, so virtually everyone liked him, including the fans. We know that if they had YouTube in the Demon Slayer universe, Kyojuro would be the first to smash the like, subscribe, and notifications buttons. You can try it out as well. We won't promise you'll get as fast and as powerful as him, but you'll always stay up to date on the most fascinating facts of your favorite anime and manga. 16. Out of the 9 Hashira, Kyojuro's flame-breathing techniques were among the most feared by demons for their lethal effects. 17. The breathing techniques. In the Demon Slayer Corps, fighting techniques are classified as breathing techniques, and Kyojuro had 6 forms with different levels of execution. In the Demon Slayer movie Mugen Train, he displayed them all. First form, Unknowing Fire. In this technique, the user charges toward their target at high speeds and unleashes a singular slash that aims to decapitate them. Second form, Rising Scorching Sun. In this one, the user releases an arcing sword slash upwards. Third form, Blazing Universe. Here, the blade swings downwards at an arc at maximum force. Fourth form, Blooming Flame Undulation. In this technique, he swings his blade in a circular motion that is used to defend against oncoming attacks or slash multiple targets in one swoop. Fifth form, Flame Tiger. This consists of a series of powerful sword slashes that take on the form of a flaming tiger. And the final form, which is actually the 9th, Rengoku. In this attack, he first lifts the blade over his shoulder before dashing forward at high speed. The technique is powerful enough to completely carve out the ground in its wake, and it takes the form of a flaming dragon that envelops him as he charges toward the target. 18. Along with Giyu Tomioka, Muichiro Tokito, and Sanemi Shinazugawa, he was one of only 4 Hashiras that used a normal Nichirin katana. 19. He had superhuman endurance. And bad hearing? On his first mission, he fought a demon that could control others using his flute. To avoid that, Kyojuro slapped his ears with enough speed and power that he actually ruptured his eardrums. He didn't even flinch, ignoring the pain to keep fighting and defeat him. Now that's badass. 20. He also had superhuman stamina. In the Mugen Train movie, when he fought Enmu, who was fused with the train, he was able to hold him off in 5 train cars without getting tired. After the fight, Kyojuro still managed to keep up with an upper rank 3 that showed up immediately, Akaza. 21. Speaking of the Mugen Train movie, he was acknowledged by Akaza. Thanks to his incredible speed and reflexes, he managed to keep up with Akaza, an upper rank 3 demon. Other demon slayers like Tanjiro couldn't even see their movements during the fight. In the fight, Akaza admitted that all of Kyojuro's attacks had no weaknesses. 22. He turned down an offer to become a demon. Akaza was so intrigued by his opponent that he even offered him the chance to survive by turning him into a demon so he could be even more powerful. Kyojuro turned down the offer and continued to fight the demon into the long, dark night. 23. He was the first Hashira to be killed on the show. The battle between Kyojuro and Akaza lasted very long, and both were pretty evenly matched at first. Akaza kept regenerating his wounds and limbs, which eventually became too much to endure for Kyojuro, who despite the fatigue and mortal wounds, kept fighting on sheer willpower and was almost able to decapitate Akaza at some point. Even Rengoku flame-breathing technique wasn't enough to defeat the demon. He died of the multiple wounds inflicted by Akaza, the worst being the punch to the solar plexus that went straight through his body. 24. His death enraged fans all around the world. Kyojuro's death was taken very badly by everyone. He was a great and honorable member of the Demon Slayer Corps who lived strongly based on his pure principles. Some fans argued that his death wasn't even necessary and that the universe had lost one of its most beloved characters. The scene where Kyojuro talks calmly to Tanjiro just before dying has been declared by many fans as one of the most brutally heartbreaking scenes in anime history. 25. His sword was passed to Tanjiro. After his death, his father Shinjiro decided to give Kyojuro's weapon, the fiery sword hilt, to Tanjiro. This is probably because he saw how Kyojuro and Tanjiro were similar in many ways, and that it was the only proper way to use the sword to avenge his death. 26. I was not lying when I told you he's one of the most popular characters of the Demon Slayer universe, and that his death enraged fans worldwide. In fact, his death caused such a commotion that the creators decided to create a spin-off manga series called Kyojuro Rengoku: The Flame Pillar. What other fascinating facts about the Flame Hashira do you know? Do you agree with his death in the Mugen Train movie? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked this video, you can let me know by leaving a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more amazing Demon Slayer content. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.